Hello, my dear friends. Good evening. Good afternoon. Like I want the day to end already. Um, I have been thinking about a lot because I teach knitting. So I go to places and I teach knitting. I teach at Northside Independent School District in the adult and community education, and I teach at a store. And I have people that just start knitting have this big problem with the first stitch. Like, hi Douglas. Oh, all right. How are you? It's so nice to see you. Anna will probably be a little bit late because she had something very important to do. Hi, Anna. Okay, she's there. Fuck. All right. So, hi, Doug. So, Douglas is like my favorite follower. Thank you very much. So, I love the scarves that you finished, Douglas, and it's really, really, the color is magnificent. And I like the bows that you put at the ends. They're so creative, so creative. So, hi, Deb. Hi. Thank you very much for being with us. So, this is what happens. So, maybe we should wait about a minute so that more people can come in. You think so? So, I teach knitting, and the people that start knitting have this big issue with the first stitch. So see, they see the first stitch. And this first stitch was born wobbly. It's its nature. It was born that way. So you need to fix it because sometimes people need braces and things like that. So what happens with this is that we're going to be, I don't know. So we're going to be fixing that. See, what happens is that I hope you can see my knitting there. So you tell people, because the first thing they learn is how to knit. So before they learn how to purl, they don't know that purling is easy, but you don't want to tell them. So anyway, you tell them that the yarn has to be in the back for knitting. Therefore, they consider these two stitches as separate. See, because the yarn is in the back. So I always tell people, please bring your yarn to the front and pull at your knitting. Now you have only one, and that is your first stitch. So again, they have the yarn like that in the back, and they believe those are two stitches, and they knit them, and so that's increasing by one. They're making one, so they increase the stitch there because if they knit it. So please bring your yarn to the front, pull at your work, and now you have that one. And now you can bring your yarn to the back, but underneath your needle. So what you want to do, once you get the hang of it, is that when you knit your first stitch, that first one, in order not to have it wobbly, knit the first one on the very tip of your needle. And like that, you can take it off, and it stays kind of in the tip until you knit the second one, and then you can push it back. And now it's not wobbly on the next time. So again, let's do that again. So in order for having that stitch not wobbly, knit it on the tip of your needle. You know where that smaller part is. So knit it there. Take it, hold on to it, and knit the next one. And now you can push it back. So like that one, see that one stays kind of snugly in there. So it doesn't become wobbly. So let's do that all over to the other side. And I am going to show you how my last stitch is not wobbly because I did it correctly. So that is my last stitch, and I knit it, and then that first stitch is no longer wobbly. It's nice and in place. So again, you put your needle in there and knit and kind of hold on to your yarn past that one, and then on the next stitch, that pulling to your yarn, then that will be knitted normally, but not that one is no longer wobbly. Okay, so there's another thing that a lot of people do not knit the first stitch. So they pass the first stitch and then keep on knitting. My mother used to do that, and that's how I learned. But then I changed, and I always knit. I always knit the first one, unless the pattern tells me otherwise. But since I make my own patterns, I don't. So, especially because I don't mind it. I don't mind if it has those little knots at the edge, because it gives it a nice edge. I believe so. But a lot of people don't like it. I don't mind if they do. And then, of course, if you pass the first one, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. If you pass the first one, you have a very pretty edge. You have a very soft edge on both sides. See? You have a very soft edge, like that. Can you see it? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But I don't use it. I especially if I'm going to sew my piece to another, like the back to one of the fronts in a vest or a sweater. If I want to sew it, I don't pass the first one, because I really want to see my stitches when I sew. I sew stitch by stitch, and I count the stitches. So you can't do it like that. So this would be in a piece like a scarf or something that you need a nice edge that shows. Okay, so what you do here is that whenever you knit, you pass the first one as if to knit. So let me see if you can see me. Whenever you knit, you pass the first one as if to knit, and then you knit the whole row. And then when you purl, you pass the stitch as if to purl. So let me show you how to do that. And then, okay, so now, of course, the last one, when you pass the stitch like that, the last one ends up with a long leg in the back. So it's kind of awkward. So you have to, knit it from the front anyway. Like knitting, like regular knitting. And then when you purl, you have to pass the first one as if to purl with your yarn in front, and then purl the row. So again, if you want to make a scarf and you want a very pretty edge, so you can do this. But remember not to leave your first stitch wobbly because it doesn't look nice. And I have made many, many, many things. And like I tell you, I'm the one that designs. I designed my own knits. I have always done that. When I started teaching, people brought their patterns and I had to learn how to read the things because I didn't know how to. I have always written my own patterns and designed it with like the little pictures and measurements and all that. But every person does things their own way. But if you're learning how to knit, please don't concern yourself too much with the first stitch, whether passing it. And let me tell you, some people do not knit the last one. So they knit all the row, and the last one they pass as if to purl. No, they pass as if they knit, and then the yarn is in the back, and they pass the last one. So now when they turn, the yarn is in the front, and now they knit that first one and then do the whole row. So it's like, what if you forget? Unless it's something that you have done all your life, like my mother did, that she always passed the first one. And when I was doing my designs and I was designing for her, and she understood why. She understood that whenever you sew, you really want all your stitches on the edges so that you can sew accordingly. So, you can sew 1-to-1, but you have a very nice edge when you knit all of them. So, okay. So, any questions? You live in San Antonio, huh? Yes, you can get it. Okay, Hermenegilda. Okay, the Hobby Lobby that's on Hebner and Bandera and Hebner. There used to be a Hancock Fabrics there, and it's not any longer. But I'm there on Tuesdays, like from 4 to 8. So there you go. And then, okay. Hi, Rima. Okay, how are you? Questions? Do you have any questions? Oh, we're going to be talking about memberships, and look, I do the knitting, I do the designing. I love to design. That's my forte. I love to design. I did that for many years. I had fashion shows. I had it was a big thing. It was a big business. And then I got tired of the feathers and the this and the that, and so now I do this online with Anna, and I teach. But I mostly do this. I love designing, and I love to knit, and I do it on my own time at home. So, buenos días, Elizabeth. So, what we do is that we're going to have this subscription thing in which you, Anna is the one that knows about it, in which you subscribe and you have a special project every month, and there's going to be, questions and answers like a blog or something like that. But Anna is the one that's going to have to tell you, because I design, I knit, and she is the one that does all the computer things. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun because we're going to have a special project every month, and it's going to be really neat. And it's like a club. So we're getting a large volume of complicated questions. Like what? First, joining. Love your videos. Thank you very much. Thank you, Holly. Okay, Jeannie, what is it? Do you have viewers if they are stuck in if you come to my class? Yes, but it is very difficult to do a question and answer video online, and maybe you can find a place where they teach knitting. But you're welcome to come to San Antonio and teach you that. Yes, we're going to have questions and answers about our patterns. You're in Florida. I can come over and visit you. I love Florida. Not when it's a hurricane season like now, but I love Florida. It's a very pretty place. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Douglas. I need to. You need to clone me for each. Okay, Douglas, we can do that. Maybe when I die, Anna can take my cells and spread them around. That would be a business. Okay, well, thank you very much. Joanne Army. Thank you very much. Thank you, Douglas, because you made me laugh. You made my day. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for following us. And please subscribe and share us with your friends and like our page and the whole thing. And thank you very much. And I love you all. And God bless you. And drink a lot of water. It's very hot out there still, even though it's late October, August. Okay, I'm not living in the same month as you are. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you then.